G'day listeners and podcast viewers, it's Spinksy here, the Week of Waves, and I have a very special guest with me today, a renowned shaper, easy 5 decades plus in the business, down here in Ballina, his beautiful shed, as Mr. Gunther Rohn. G'day mate.
Nice to meet you, Andrew. Haven't met you in person before.
Yeah, Anthony.
Anthony.
That's okay.
That's a sign of age. Sorry.
That's okay. I do have a lot of friends named Andrew.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. So how's things going with yourself here down with the board industry these days?
Well, we're still around. We do a fair few boards. At the moment, I spoke to you earlier, things are pretty slow right now. It happened about a month ago. We were going we were very busy, and it just went through the floor a bit, and hopefully it comes back again in the next month or so with summer coming on.
True. Do the board sales normally, or board orders go up when the swells are about to hit, or?
Yeah, it affects it a lot, especially if there's a lot of broken boards. Yeah, that affects it, you know. But it's been a strange one. I mean, it seems to follow a trend, by and large, you know. Sometimes we're busy where others aren't, but generally, you look at the guy who picked up boards this morning, Tony. He's never been this early.
Wow.
You know, and it tells a story.
Yeah.
You know.
He's skipping spots.
And
To pickups.
people, Fitzy that cuts our blanks says the same thing. Says, yeah, it's slow.
Yeah.
So you know, it's the nature of the business.
Yeah. I did touch on at the start there, shaping for over 50 decades. You've shaped a lot of boards for a lot of people. Some big names in there too. Sonny Garcia.
Yep, he was one of my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
We worked together from about 93 to 2008.
Wow, that's crazy.
Obviously, I wasn't the only one, but I did a lot. He did support me.
Yeah. So you're shaping for labels predominantly on your own label, or also for?
No. I came to Australia in 1973, and I started working for Jeff McCoy, pinlining and finish coating, and it went from there. I came down, I stayed with friends of mine in Noosa for about 4 months, and in 1974 I came down and worked in Byron for Warren Cornish, who made MP's boards, McTavish's boards, and it went from there. I ended up working in Ballina for Soul Surfboards for John McKeag, who I owe a lot to, because basically I did the whole job, and I didn't do it very well. So, you know, he put up with me learning the trade and shaping, glassing, finish coating and pinlining, which I did at Jeff McCoy's. You know, that's a job that was offered. I wanted to shape, and they said, no, they looked at the board and gone, no, you can't shape, but we got an opening for a pinline and finish coat. So I did that, and anyway, from Soul Surfboards, there was someone in the area making boards, Lindsay Grant, and I ended up working with him, called it Free Flight Surfboards, because Free Flight was a company that looked after me when I was a grom in Cape Town in South Africa, and we started that, and in 1978 we decided, me and my wife and my daughter, who was 2 years old at the time, we got on the road. The house we were trying to get fell through, and we thought, what are we going to do? And we thought, let's just hit the road. And we went to Bali for 1978, October, for well over a month, could have been 6 weeks. And surfed Ulus. Even in those days, you still had to find people to go surfing with you at Ulus, you know, and surfed Padang. And met up with the Quicksilver guys. A very good friend of mine from South Africa, John Winship, was one of the three partners in Quicksilver in California. I met him, Jeff Hackman, Bob McKnight, and I told them what I was doing. My parents in the meantime had moved to England, and my mum was a hairdresser. They had a hairdressing salon in Bournemouth. I said, we're going to visit them, and then I'm coming to California on my way to Hawaii, because Hawaii was Mecca, and that was the destination, but had to get some money, and they said, yeah, maybe we can get you a job with Jeff, because Jeff McCoy had just started making boards in California, and I said, oh, that would be good. I've worked with Jeff before, and he gave the nod. And I worked with his partner over there, a guy called Greg Pouch. So that's really where I got into production shaping heavily, was in California. I worked for a guy called Rick James as well, who did Herbie Fletcher's boards, so I got to know them. Helped Herbie with, back in those days he started Astrodeck, it was the whole deck, so he did templates for the deck, you know. I got to know a lot of people, it was great experience, and once I had, you know, the end result was I got to get to Hawaii, so everything was geared to going to Hawaii. Went over the border into Mexico. Well, we lived in California quite a bit, but never did mainland. And yeah, eventually I was in Hawaii and California for 14 months. Spent 4 months in Hawaii. I got there beginning of September. And worked for lightning bolt shaped boards, pin-lined and finish coat. Came back. Cole Smith had ensconced himself at Free Flight. Phil Myers and him were good friends, so they were doing the 6-channel thing. And there wasn't really any room for me at Free Flight, so I ended up working for Brothers Nielsen and Burley at Surf Company, which was great. And from there, Jet Surfboard started, and they offered me a job. And this was a great concern, but things just went pear-shaped. Found myself without a job for a while, and then Nigel Perro started Town and Country, and I worked with them for 9 years. Nev worked for them. Tony Surf was the head shaper, Nigel. So there was 4 of us to begin with. I worked for them for 9 years, and that was unreal. You know, that gave me my real start. We're making boards for Nick Wood, and
he won that Bells on one of yours.
We're still in contact.
Nice.
And there was Kingsley Looker and Martin Potter, shaped boards for them. Kingsley.
Konoski, Knackers.
No.
Oh, no,
Kingsley Looker.
Oh, right, different one.
Yeah, his brother had a shop, Saxon Looker, who I'm still good friends with. He was a good operator as far as surfboards went. But anyway, then the opportunity came along to do local motion. Carl Birch from Cheetah got the license to do local motion. And I was going out on my own anyway. And it was offered to me, and if I didn't do it, they said Alan Byrne will do it. And I thought, gee, then there's not just one new label in the marketplace, there's 2. So I figured I'd better take this. And I mean, I looked at it and said, this is a good opportunity, because Minami Sports poured so much money into local motion. They got all the surfers, they got Sonny, John Shamoka, and many more, and I thought, now I've got to do this. So I did local motion for ages, and still do it on request. If people want a local motion logo on the board, I can do it, you know. But doing Town and Country now, that's not really a thing to do, because if you, with one of the 3 labels in Hawaii, you only do one. You know, you can't do both. So it's come full circle. I'm doing Town and Country again, and to do mainly Glenn Payne's boards and some of mine. And Yeah, I left something out. I started doing a lot of my own boards. Once I'd done local motion, I was still doing local motion, and things just evolve, and this is where I'm at.
Yeah, right. Over the years, obviously, the evolution in surfboard design, if you keep yours pretty much in that same, in that sort of basic shape from the start, template, or have you like redefined what you have and gone with the times?
Yeah, look, you redefine it. You tweak things and refine things, and you got a lot of different models. It's not as standardized as it used to be. You got to have a lot of strings to your bow.
Yeah,
You know, and especially with where I'm at, I still sponsor people, especially for Jimmy Patterson, who approached me to do it. I knew him from the Town and Country days, and he rang me up one day to see if I wanted to do it. He just got, Itlo was starting to do well, and I thought about it long and hard because I didn't want it to affect my label, but it is a different clientele. It hasn't really affected it at all. It's only added. So it's been a good thing, and so I gear most of the sponsorship to Timmy Patterson because it's the shop brand more than mine. I go more into retro shops these days, like Dessa up the coast and what have you, do a lot of fishes and twin fins and things like that, but still do the shortboard thing. The person
big boards, guns, Hawaii mockers?
Yeah, well, that's my favourite thing. I do a lot of step up and rhino chase boards, but
you still in straight from the blank, or are you using the machines?
Use the machine.
Yeah.
It's too hard. I mean, the amount of boards we do, that'd be way too hard to shape off the blank. You wouldn't get the job done.
Yeah.
But I did test myself a while ago to see how I'd go. I've shaped a couple of boards for Steve Wilson, Becky Wilson, because he's so. What he wanted was so defined. I thought, oh shit, I'm going to shape this off the blank. Just to see how I go. And it worked okay. I think, if I went back into shaping off the blank and charge a fortune, no problem, I could do it. But I'm not there yet, know. I was going to say the person I sponsor under my name is Coda Kilorn, very good surfer. He's sponsored by Whistler. So I'll still keep my label going as far as the high performance thing goes, but it is geared more to everything else,
The market seems, well, to me, because there's a lot out there, and there's, obviously the surf schools and those, but it just seems to be quite saturated in the sense.
Absolutely, yep.
It's just crazy.
And the machines have helped us in a big regard, but that's where it falls down, is it's gotten too easy. But there's still a lot involved. It only does half the job. And it's not that cut and dried, you just scrape away and the thing's finished. Well, it's not quite like that. There's still a bit to be considered, especially rails and stuff. You can see boards in the rack and some of them look very bland, right? There's nothing wrong with them, and there's not that much right with them either. I look at big brands, different brands, and some look sharper than others. They look a bit more worked on. So there's still a bit involved, but back in the day, some guys wanted to be shapers, and they shaped off the blank, and you looked at it and go, I don't know if you're ever going to make it, because they're just not suited to it. Now, that's kind of out the window. It's made it too easy. So now you do, like you say, you get a glut in the marketplace, this overproduction, and then the price drops because the companies have got to get rid of the boards. And, like clothing, you're waiting for the sale. Some people go, don't pay full price for a board, just wait for a sale, And that's sort of the downside of things, because really, we're charging more for boards now than ever, but it's been the same price for, what, you reckon half a dozen years, 6 years? and we're making less than ever because prices have gone up,
Yeah.
but it just can't seem to, for the stock standard white thruster, you can't seem to get the price past $1,100.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's like a block, and you're going, well, where are we going to go to from here? People will pay for extra, you know, like cedar stringers and tinted boards. Obviously, they're going to pay extra. That's a different market. I'm talking about the high performance thing, you know, the WSL thing, what the latest thing that whoever, Ethan's or whoever's surfing, and they want it.
Yeah.
You know, and
But then again, that might definitely suits that surfer, like you mentioned, Ethan, that board, but that's not necessarily going to suit everybody.
No. It's just, it's so market driven now. It's like you go out and buy a pair of Nike or Adidas, Puma. That's how they look at it.
Yeah.
And these shoe companies have different types of shoes. They put a name to it. It's the same with surfboards, you know. You know, you want...
You got also, like in China itself, all these factories, they're pumping them out, like, you know, bringing them, you know, you got... Some are okay, but not at all. Just the glass jobs are really thin and so forth. They're just going into those cheaper stores to...
But they're getting it together like the Chinese always do. You look at some of those boards and go, geez, that's scarily good. Especially Thailand. I mean, the Cobra factory, they've got it very together.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's hard to knock a hole through in the production there because you look at it and go, yeah, no, looks fine to me.
Yeah. I've noticed a few shapers. You mentioned one there just before, like Phil. He's, even Weber, gone in, like sold templates or models, and they build like 1,000 boards and put them in one shop.
Yeah.
And, you know, have you ever thought of going down that line? No, at all? No.
The thing with, I'm talking about the finish and stuff, a lot of the materials aren't that good. You know, Indonesian resin, things like that.
So it's something you wouldn't put your name on if it was like
that?
That's right.
No, but in Bali, they import a lot of the stuff from Australia. So for all intents and purposes, the boards end up pretty Australian because they'll use Burford blanks, they'll use the resin from over here, and you know, but that doesn't happen in all of Indonesia and Asia. So it comes down to materials a lot of the time. But you know, you've got Formula One making boards in Bali, and you've got Core moved to Sumatra, Surabaya, you know, and that's good foam. You know.
In your time with those guys that were on the tour, who was you? Like, I guess they're all your favourite, but who did you enjoy working with the most? Who do you feel that got the, you know, like the more stoke out of it with you two?
Oh God, that's a hard one. They're all pretty. I mean, you know.
You shaped one. You shaped Kelly a few boards, haven't
you?
Yeah.
He surfed them successfully. We didn't do it prolifically. But yeah, a fair while ago I did a few boards for him. I'll tell you something. The guy who really knew about surfboards was Shane Wiener. And with him, working with him, we got a lot together, and it spilled over to the other surfers. He mightn't have been the best surfer I ever sponsored, but geez, he knew a bit about surfboards.
Right. Yeah.
So that really helped, you know. I mean, I brought 10 surfers to the tour, you know. I was shaped for over 12 world champions, so, you know, you learn a lot of that.
Yeah.
You know.
When you had Local Motion, was Was Barton on those? No.
No. He was with Brothers Nielsen
That's
for a
right,
long
yeah.
time. Phil Myers shaped a lot of his boards. After he left, I shaped some boards for Barton.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, what I was saying, with the tour now, you can see they also have that ratings for the board manufacturers. It's like a Formula One Grand Prix,
Yeah,
you know?
I'm sorry, that is out the door as far as I'm concerned.
It's crazy how they do it, yeah.
Because in Formula One, you got one team, two drivers, two cars. No more, no less. Well, you look at the tour and you go, how can you extrapolate that to surfing when some companies spend a lot on sponsoring people, so they got 6. And to me, for instance, we've only got 2. We don't have a woman surfer, which I think we should, try and nurture, but all we've got is Alan Cleland and Italo. So, and John doesn't have anyone at the moment. All he's got is Tyler, because John isn't on the tour.
Yeah.
So where's his rating? I go, no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm really at odds with that.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, totally. Well, I actually agree on that. Yeah, for sure. But John's sailing around the world.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Italo then, so he's surfing your boards, or?
Yeah, he surfs Timmy Patterson's boards. I made boards for him when he first came with us, but they're so specialist now. And the Brazilian side makes most of his boards.
Right.
And the EPS, I don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
I'm going, he's happy with where he is. I don't need to interfere there. It costs me money to interfere.
Yeah.
So we just let him go. But the Brazilian side shapes more boards for him than Timmy does, but they're his files and stuff. But they've got a very good EPS thing they're doing, and that's what Italo's concentrating on. 80-90% of his boards are EPS. So I don't even want to go there these days. I've shaped, there's some boards here I've shaped for him.
Right.
But we need Australian and Californian surfers. I think Dimitri Poulos will pull it off this year. And hopefully Geordie Lawler does. Then we've got 4 on the tour. That'll help as far as this ratings business goes.
Yeah.
What maybe should come to pass is, okay, if we're going to continue this, pick your 2 best surfers.
Yeah.
If you've got them. So that'll make it a lot fairer.
Yeah.
So
how long are you going to keep going to the end?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I do 30 hours a week now, so I'm kind of in semi-retirement compared to doing 48 to 50 hours a week, and I'll never give it away.
Yeah.
Maybe I will start shaping off the blank again and charge more, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm too happy doing what I am at the moment.
Right.
It's working.
Yeah.
So
Do you get in the water?
If you can call it that, yep. I've had so many setbacks lately, like knee replacement. Then I was back in the water for 2 months. And I stumbled on the rocks at Boulders, because they're steep, and I misstepped. I fell on my wrist, and I broke my wrist. So I was in the water for 2 months in a year. This was a couple of years ago, and I'm 72 now. It's hard to come back from that. And, it's such a well-known cliche now. The pop-up's the most difficult maneuver. Well, fuck yeah, it is.
Yes.
The surfing part's not that hard.
Yeah, it's the getting up.
It's the getting up, and everyone will tell you the same thing. So I try, but it's been hard lately because you have all these medical setbacks. Like Elko's a case in point. He's had a few problems like me.
Yeah.
And he's finding it hard. That's why I think he's SUPing, because you're already on your feet. And he's only 61, Well, I'm 72, and the other day I had to go in for a procedure, and you've got to fill out everything that's been wrong with you. And the nurse looked at me and she said, "Is there anything you haven't broken or has been replaced?" I said, "Oh, my left knee's all right. I mean, my left, I had my left knee replaced. Now, my left hip's okay, and I haven't broken my left ankle." You know, so, and
Touch wood.
yeah, touch wood. And I mean, you know, you've got the other side of it. I've got a friend of mine I grew up with in Sea Point in Cape Town, Michael Oblowitz, who makes surf movies. You know, he made Heavy Water and Sea of Darkness and stuff. And he said to me the other day, "You know, Gunther, I'm so lucky. I've never broken anything. I don't have any problems. I'm fit. And I'm still doing it." I said, "Yeah, you're bloody lucky." He said, "I look around me." He said, "I'm often the oldest guy in the water." I said, "Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it." He surfs Malibu and Point Doom and things like that. This is what happened to a lot of us South Africans. We either came to Australia or we went to California and Hawaii.
All right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because before Bali, the go-to place was South Africa, so you met a lot of Californians and Australians.
Yeah.
And Australia appealed to me more.
Right. Yeah.
Especially from a surfing point of view.
Yeah. It's a very beautiful place. But I've never been to South Africa. It is on the bucket list.
Yeah, you should go.
Yeah.
While you're still totally capable.
Yes, definitely. I'll do the safaris as well, but definitely want to hit J Bay. Like,
Yeah.
they had some great waves there too. That last comp and
Yes, they did.
yeah,
Yep.
and that Oh. You know, speaking of the South Africans, you know, Geordie's got a bit of a. Geordie Smith,
Yeah.
he's there. He's
Look,
he's got a chance. You know,
I
for this
really
one.
hope he wins it. He deserves it. I really hope Geordie wins it.
Yes.
You know, because he's been there without a stop for 18 years. No one's done it, not even Kelly. Kelly had a break, you know, and yeah, Geordie deserves it. And the waves they're having it in now, yeah, he's in with a chance.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got to get past Iago, who's right on his game.
Yeah, especially on
And
front
Robbo.
side.
Look, the five that are there now, Itlo, Robbo, Griffin, Iago, Geordie, every one of them is capable of
Pulling it off. Yeah.
You know.
Thing is now, I think they changed the format where when they get to that final heat, I think they only surf one heat now, don't they? Or it's not a
Well,
best of
Iago
three.
only has to surf one heat if he wins the first heat.
Yeah,
he's won.
it's done. Yeah,
That's fair enough.
yeah, yeah.
You know, winning the minor premiership and then it all goes back to zero and you've got to surf with 5 people. I think it's so wrong. I'm so glad they've gone back to just...
Yeah,
You know,
almost to the same.
Yeah.
Almost to that same format. Yeah, but before where they had the true Triple Crown, they had the 3 events there.
Yeah,
Lever,
well, that's
Sunset and Pipe. That's gone, you know. And
They should
everyone had that
reintroduce the
chance.
Triple Crown.
Yeah.
That's such a no-no, getting rid of that. That was a big feather in your cap if you won the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real test. They don't have it anymore, you know. Okay. It's lost credibility there. I
Yeah.
placed a lot of importance on that.
Yeah, they. I think how the format goes is they have so many, and then they stop, and then they bring. I think the next. They stop, but then bring the other bottom guys back in, so they can still have a shot of the title or something. It's a little
That's
confusing.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they
read a
changed it
bit
around.
about that. I
Yeah.
didn't take it in. Yeah, there is a bit of a change, but they've done away. You judged on your best. What's it? 12 contests?
Yeah,
maybe,
something
or
like
13,
that,
and
yeah,
they take your best 10 or something, and that's it. I'm going. That's right. That's
Yeah.
how it should be.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
I mean, look at Carissa Moore. I mean, she won it twice in a row, and then you could take it to Trestles and you lose to Stephanie Gilmore, who's a point specialist. And Steph admitted to that. She said, you know, Carissa so deserved the world title, but having it at Trestles played into her hand, you know.
Yeah.
And not taking anything away from Steph, she's unreal. Best, nicest person, best one of the best female surfers ever. Good luck to her,
Yeah.
you know.
So who's your money on for this one, for the boys?
God, I don't really have... If I was a betting man, God, it'd be hard.
Yeah. Your favour? You mentioned Geordie, they'd love to see him.
Yeah. If I was betting, I think I'd put my money on Yago. He only has to surf once.
That's right, yeah.
So,
Front
you know,
side too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Girls?
Girls.
So we got Molly
I
up the
think
top.
Molly Picklam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do think
She charged
yeah.
Tahiti in that final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that showed, you know, the way she surfed at Chopes have gone. If that gets up to any size, she's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, she's got more balls than me.
Yeah, no.
I can say that.
A lot of the time you would not know it's a female surfer.
Yeah.
She surfs like a bloke without trying to be derogatory, you know, but she is very powerful, and Gabriella Bryant as well.
Yeah,
She's very strong,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, but yeah, I'd pick Molly.
Okay.
Again, I think she deserves it. You know.
So anyone can still give you a call, email or whatever if they wanted a custom board off you?
Oh, all
Anytime?
the time. Yeah,
Okay.
no, they do it all the time.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is at the end, in the podcast, in the links, we'll have the Gunther's website there, social pages that you can connect if you really like to go down that way and try out one of the best shapers around the world, his boards. Or even a step up if you're going to Hawaii, come down here, Ballina, Piper Street, and check them all out. He's got a few nice boards hanging around up on the rack here from the older days. There's a couple that I wouldn't mind taking out, especially that single fin that's sitting in the corner there.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be a... I think it's about 1978, that one.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice. Just the cruise, you know. It looks like real fun. Yeah. Well, Gunther, mate, look, I really appreciate your time today.
No.
Thank you very, very much.
Well, Spinksy,
Yeah.
thank you.
Hope you do well. We'll get Alco's board up there to the Goldie.
No worries.
For him, and
It's going to be an interesting scenario, this one. Is he going to take it himself?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, good luck to him. We'll see if he gets it in one piece.
Oh, he'll get it in one piece. I'm just wondering about the import duties and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, look, we don't need to worry about that. That's his pocket, not ours. All right. Thanks, listeners. Podcast. As I mentioned, hit the links at the bottom there. Check out Gunther's boards, and even check out some of the old footage. There's some there. I put some little links in there with the guys that used to surf, Monroe, Sonny, etc. But until then, our next episode on the Week in Waves. Until then, cheers. Thanks, mate.
Unreal.
Yeah.